What's up, wiper downers? This is Danny with Danny's Auto Detailing out in San Francisco, California. And today I'm going to be talking about my Aqua Pro Vac. I'm going to give you, from my experience, the good and the bad about it. And hopefully it'll help you make a decision on if you're going to buy it or not. Before we get going, please like, subscribe, and share. It's going to help me out a lot. Now let's get right into it.
All right, Danny. So first question is, why did you decide to go with this purchase instead of the common, was it the Almighty?
The Mighty.
Yeah.
Mighty. Well, first of all, the Mighty is very expensive. You've got to at least invest like $1,000 to $1,200 in it. And when I purchased this a year and a half ago, there was no way that I could consider spending that much money on it right now. Now,
how did you find out about this extractor? Was it the YouTubers? Was it Google search?
Well, I mean, it's out there. It's out there and available for people to find.
So Danny, where did you see this? And why did you make this purchase?
Yeah, so the first time I saw this in detail was Luke Wilson. He did a very detailed kind of review about how this thing works, and it just made sense to me, you know, and also it's less expensive.
Hey Danny, so can you talk about something you like and don't like about the Aqua Pro Vac?
I can come up with a number of things. The first thing I like about it is compact. It's not too heavy. I feel like it's like 30 pounds actually. I don't know exactly, but you know, I like that it's cheaper at $500. Yes, that's kind of an investment too, but I think that's the minimum investment you need to make to get a good extractor. So I really like it. And it's got everything you really need. It's got a water reservoir, holds 2 gallons, which is a little small, but it's not a big deal. You just have to pay attention to the reservoir. The water is here, and then it puts the dirty water into the front, and you can pull out the thing. So it's got a nice 2-gallon water tank that is removable, which you will be removing, and then it's got the reservoir for the dirty water right here. So once you got to pay attention, because if you don't pay attention, it can overflow. So you're gonna have to pay attention, and you're gonna have to dump the water if you're doing a lot of extracting.
Now, what's one bad thing you don't like about it?
Well, the first bad thing that I don't like about it is the wheels are too good. It rolls around everywhere, and I'm in San Francisco, and there's always a little hill or something, so it can just run right away from me. So what I have with me is I always carry this 25-pound photographer's sandbag, and I just put it right up against it, and it'll help with it rolling around, okay? So that's one thing I don't like about it. Another thing that is kind of, another thing that you have to be aware of are these latches, okay? These latches, they do the job, but they get loose pretty quickly. And if you're not careful, when you pick up the extractor, look, a latch could undo, and you're literally dropping your extractor on the ground. So you got to be very careful of that. Okay, now let's move on to the hose. As you can see, this hose has been used and abused, all right? If you get a new one, make sure to take good care of your hose, because it could end up looking like this. Now, there aren't any holes in it. It's still got good suction, but as you can see, this water tube here, it's held together by all these little clasps, right? But over time, each plastic clasp broke on me, releasing the water hose from the suction hose. And you just have to be careful, you guys, not to be rough with this, because things can break and you got to be aware of it. So that's what happened here. Now, the handle, it's actually really good. I like it a lot. It's got good suction. It does the job. I'm able to extract just like a pro. I do have a complaint about the tip here. The edges are pretty sharp. And I believe if you go to a higher end extractor, you're gonna have like a bumper here These are a little sharp, so depending on the seats you're extracting, you got to be careful not to push too hard, because you could potentially create lines or streaks in the seat. So just be aware of that. That's one thing maybe that a $500 extractor doesn't include. You got to keep that in mind. But overall, I've been very successful with this machine here. So once you plug it in, plugs in like this, okay, and then you just snap it in here, like that, and it's good. It works great. There is an O-ring inside this thing, and if it breaks or bursts, you're gonna have leaking water coming through here. I've replaced the O-ring once. It worked for a while. It starts to leak water now again. I said, the heck with it. I just move it around a little bit and it stops, okay? Also, it's got two buttons here. It's got the suction button and it's got the water button, okay? This looks like the water button and that's the suction, okay? Pay attention to the water levels. When it's out of water, it makes a certain weird noise. You've got to stop the machine right away, because if you run it too long without water, it could void the warranty. A great thing to use in combination with the extractor is a steamer. All right, because this thing doesn't have heated water, if you do have access to heated water, you could put it in here. It works great, but oftentimes I don't. So the steamer provides heat and water and steam. So after I do, I do it in different combinations, but I often use a steamer with a steamer brush and maybe a microfiber towel over it, and just to kind of go across the seats and even the floors. It heats up the floors, heats up the dirt, and it helps with wiping it off and extracting it. So that's good.
All right, Danny. So you've had this for a while. Would you upgrade, or are you gonna keep it for as long as possible?
Yeah. Right now I have to keep it because it's just not in my budget. I'm not saving for this. So I am just gonna keep it. It fits in my car, and I can't see myself getting a Mighty or something bigger at this time. So I'm just gonna handle it, get it done. It does do a great job. I might wanna look into seeing if they sell replacement parts. That might be a good thing to do, just so I can keep it maintained.
Do you carry it with you at all details, or only when it's an extraction job?
Great question. I used to carry it on every detail, but now I'm getting a little bit more thorough and thoughtful when it comes to booking, and I'm checking my next day to see what my next detail is, and if the customer and we did agree to carpet cleaning or seat shampoo, I bring it, but if not, I don't bring it. The one thing I do like to bring on every detail is a steamer though, because even, believe it or not, you could actually clean carpets and seats really well without an extractor. The extractor is almost like a luxury item, you know. You can still get same results without an extractor if you just use the right chemicals, drill brushes, steamer, and microfiber towels. If you've seen my video on cleaning that Toyota Sienna, the center there, it was all with just brushes, chemicals, and steam cleaner, and it turned out great. So if you're just beginning your business and you don't have a lot of equipment and you're thinking, should I get an extractor or a steam cleaner? Definitely get the steam cleaner first. Don't even worry about the extractor, because you can just perfect your craft with the steam cleaner, drill brushes, and stuff. And you know, if you win, like, you know, a lottery ticket or something, then you can buy the extractor. But it's not really necessary, guys. You can totally do amazing work without this thing. So overall, I believe that the Aqua Pro Vac is a good extractor. It does have its downfalls, and I hope I've made you aware of them. But let me know what you guys use to do carpet shampoo and seat shampooing. If you don't use an extractor, if you do, what type of techniques you've got. And I know I've gotten some tips in the comments already. All right, so that will do it for me. I hope you got some great information about this. And don't forget, be good to yourself, be good to others, and don't detail angry.